Yeah. No, we're on right now. Hey, this is Jim. And JJ, better known as James. One of the questions we always get asked is, what is it that real estate agents do?
We don't do anything.
Right? We don't do anything. And so people say, how do you get paid so much money for what you do? You don't do anything, right? You put a sign in the yard and the house just sells magically, right?
It sells itself.
Sells itself. So we sat down along with the help with some other realtors, and we came up with not one, not two, but actually 184 things that real estate agents do. So if you're a glutton for punishment, take a listen, because we're going to read all 184 things off.
Every last one
so you can hear it. So I'm going to start right here, and then when I run out of breath or spit, JJ's going to go next. All right. Number one, there's pre-listing activities. Before we ever meet with somebody to sell their house, we have to do a ton of work before we get there. And pre-listing activities, first of all, start making the appointment with the seller for the listing presentation. Send a written or email confirmation of appointment and call to confirm. Review the appointment questions. Research all comparably currently listed properties. And research sales activity for the past 18 months from MLS and public databases.
From there, we research average days on market for properties similar in type, price, and location. We download and review property tax roll information, prepare comparable market analysis, we call those CMAs, to establish market value, obtain copy of subdivision plat, complex, and layout, research properties, ownership, and deed type.
We also research the property's public record information for size, lot size, and dimensions. We verify the legal description. Sometimes you have cloud on title from that, so we get that handled for people. We research the property's land use, coding, deed restrictions. We research the property's current use and zoning, and we verify the legal names of the owners in the county's public property records.
We prepare a listing presentation package with above materials, so we put all that together for a packet for you. Perform exterior curb appeal assessment of subject property. We also compile and assemble formal file on property, confirm current public schools, and explain their impact on market value. That's a little bit shaky because we're not really supposed to talk too much about schools, but you always have questions, and we provide information, if not from us, from the schools themselves or even on the internet.
Right.
And we also review listing appointment checklists to ensure completion of all steps. So basically, we give you the blueprint of what we do, and we give you the checklist to mark it off to see if we actually did it or not.
That's before we even start to even talk to somebody about their listing. Then we actually have the listing appointment presentation time. One thing we're going to do is give the seller an overview of current market conditions and projections. What do we think is going to be happening? We review the agent and company credentials and accomplishments. We present the company's profile and position or niche in the marketplace. We present CMA results, including comparables, solds, current listings, and expires. And then we offer a pricing strategy based on professional judgment and interpretation of current market conditions.
From there, we discuss goals to market effectively, pretty much tell you what we're going to do, how we're going to get your house sold, explain market power and benefits of multiple listing services, explain market power of web marketing, IDX, and realtor.com. This is how it's going to get out to the mass people. Someone looking for a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. This is how we're going to get that out there for you. Where are we at?
29.
29. Explain the work the brokerage and agent do behind the scenes, and agents' availability on weekends.
Okay.
30, last, explain agents' role in screening qualified buyers to protect against curiosity seekers.
We're going to present and discuss the strategic master marketing plan. Basically, internet. Those of you who like a lot of print advertising, doesn't do much. Explain different agency relationships and determine the seller's preference. Basically, when a seller hires us, we represent the seller. We're not going to represent some buyer that comes in. We may help them get your home. That's called dual agency. We may help them during the sale process, but we never represent them during the sale process. We always represent the seller. It's very important. We'll explain it to you when we meet with you. We review all clauses in the listing contract and then obtain the seller's signature. Once the listing agreement is signed, from there, we have to review the current title information, and we need to measure the overall and heated square footage of the home.
From there, we measure interior room sizes. We confirm lot sizes via owner's copy of certified survey if available. That's not always available. we go through the extreme measures to try to get it. Note any and all unrecorded property lines, agreements, and easements. Obtain house plans if applicable and available. Review house plans and make copies, for potential buyers, people that come in during the open house or during showings. They might want to see the floor plan layout and things like that.
It's a big seller. We order the plat map for retention in the property's listing file. We're going to prepare showing instructions for the buyer's agents and agree on showing time window with the seller. If we can't show your house, we can't sell your house. So we're going to make something that works for you. We need to obtain the current mortgage loan information, the companies and account numbers, and then we're going to verify the current loan information with the lenders, and we will check assumability of the loan and any special requirements that have to do with your loan.
Discuss possible buyer financing alternatives and options with seller. Review current appraisal if available. Identify homeowner association manager if applicable. Verify homeowner association fees with manager, mandatory or optional, and current annual fees.
Big deal.
Those are huge because people tie those into their monthly payments and what they can and cannot afford. So your monthly payment might be $1,300, but if your homeowners or your homeowner association is more, that might or might not be. That might be a deal breaker.
It can be a deal breaker for people for sure. And the number 50.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I can't count. Order a copy of homeowner association bylaws if applicable.
People are going to want to review those.
They want to see it.
And sellers never keep them, so we always end up having to order and pay for them. Research electricity availability and supplier's name and phone number. Believe it or not, right now when people are pinching pennies, utilities are a big deal. We get requested this more and more from buyers. They want us to calculate the average utility usage from the last 12 months of bills. In the old days, people used to be able to call in and get it from utility companies. Can't do it anymore because of the Privacy Act. We have to get that from the seller. We're going to research and verify city sewer and septic tank system. Calculate the average water system fees or rates for the last 12 months of bills. People are very interested in how much the water costs. And we're going to confirm well status, depth, and output from the well. You need to have well inspection if you've got a well. People don't want bad water.
Research, verify natural gas availability, supplier's name, and phone number. That's huge because everyone wants to know everything before they even put pen to paper
Right.
when buying a home. Makes sense, too. Verify security system, term of service, and whether owned or leased. We verify if seller has transferable termite bond, a certain need for lead-based paint disclosure. That's huge because, as we know, lead-based paint can be.
It was built before '78. It's got lead-based paint. There you go.
But not that big of a deal, but you still want to know. And prepare a detailed list of property amenities and assess market impact.
We're going to prepare a detailed list of the property's inclusions and conveyances with the sale. We're also going to compile a list of completed repairs and maintenance items. We're going to send a vacancy checklist to the seller if the property is vacant. Different to sell a vacant home than one that's occupied. We're going to explain the benefits of a homeowner warranty to the seller. Whether or not you choose to have a home warranty can make a big deal to you. We're going to assist sellers with the completion and submission of the homeowner warranty application.
When received, place homeowner warranty in property file for conveyance at time of sale. Have extra key made for the lockbox. That's huge. If you can't get in,
some realtor's going to lose it, guaranteed.
Yep. Verify if property has rental units involved, and if so, make copies of all leases for retention and listing file. We're going to verify all rents and deposits so they have a better idea of what they're getting into.
Yep, we're going to inform the tenants of the listings and discuss how the showings will be handled. We have great ways of working around your tenants to make sure the home gets sold and we don't disrupt them too much so they keep paying their rent. Very important. We're going to arrange for the yard sign installation. We're going to assist the seller with the completion of the seller's disclosure form. We're also going to complete a new listing checklist. And we're going to review the results of the curb appeal assessment with the seller and provide suggestions to improve the saleability of the property.
Review results of interior decor assessment and suggest changes to shorten time on market. That is huge. That's how it sells. Load listing into transaction management software program. After all that is done, we enter everything into the property MLS database. This is where all the realtors in the Central Ohio area or in your area put all their listings to to get it out there to all the other realtors.
Right.
So we prepare MLS profile sheet. Agent is responsible for quality control and accuracy of listing data.
So we get fined if we do it wrong, right?
Yeah, so if your house is 1,300 square feet and we put 1,600 square feet, we're at fault. So
Right.
we have to make sure that's correct information.
Very careful, very detail oriented.
Enter property data from profile sheet into MLS listing database. Proofread MLS database listing for accuracy, including proper placement and mapping function.
I told you there was a lot. We got to hurry. Add property to the company's active listings list. Provide the seller with signed copies of the listing agreement and MLS profile data sheet within 48 hours. And we need to take additional photos for upload to MLS use and flyers. Discuss the efficacy of panoramic photography. Pictures are a big deal. If you're not a short sale with us, you're a traditional listing, we use a professional photographer. We'll talk about that when we meet. We need to market the listing. We need to create print and internet ads with the seller's input. We need the seller to help us talk about their home. What they like about it, somebody else would probably like too. And we need to coordinate showings with the owners, tenants, and other realtors and return all calls, weekends included. We work weekends, folks. If you want to be a realtor, you're going to work weekends.
Got to. Install an electronic lockbox if authorized by owner. Program with agreed upon showing time windows. Prepare mailing and contact lists. Generate mail merge letters to contact lists. Order just listed labels and reports. Prepare flyers and feedback faxes.
We're going to review comparable MLS listings regularly to ensure property remains competitive in price, terms, conditions, and availability. We have a great way of setup so you'll be notified the day another property in your community goes on the market or sells or they lower their price. We got to know what the competition is doing in this market when we're oversupplied. We're going to prepare the property marketing brochure for the seller's review. We're going to arrange for printing or copying of supply of marketing brochures or flyers, and we're going to place marketing brochures in all company agent mailboxes. We also need to upload the listing to company and agent internet sites if applicable, which they are. We have our own website.
We got to mail out just listed notice to all neighborhood residents. They might know somebody that's looking in the area. They tell them word of mouth is the best way to get your house sold. Advise network referral program of listing. Provide marketing data to buyers from international relocation networks.
Huge.
Provide marketing data to buyers coming from referral network. And provide special feature cards for marketing, if applicable.
We're going to submit the ads to the company's participating internet real estate sites. We're going to convey price changes promptly to all internet groups. We're going to reprint and supply brochures promptly as needed. We're going to review and update loan information in MLS as required. And we're going to send feedback emails and faxes to buyer's agents after showings.
Review weekly market study. Discuss feedback from showing agents with sellers to determine if changes will accelerate the sale. Place regular weekly update calls to sellers to discuss marketing and pricing. Promptly enter price changes in MLS listing database. And then your house sells. Or it doesn't sell, but someone makes an offer.
Right.
So then from there, we receive and review all offer to purchase contracts submitted by buyers or buyer's agents.
We're going to evaluate the offers and prepare a net sheet on each for the owner to compare. So that way you know what you're netting out of the deal or how much you owe at the table, depending on when you watch this video. We're going to counsel seller on offers. We're going to explain the merits and weakness of each component of the offer. We're going to contact the buyer's agents to review the buyer's qualifications and discuss their offer. We're going to fax or deliver the seller's disclosure to the buyer's agent or buyer upon request and prior to offer if possible. And we're going to confirm the buyer is pre-qualified by actually calling their loan officer, because a lot of these loan officers, you can't trust them.
No, you can't. Obtain pre-qualification letter on buyer from loan officer. That's what he was just talking about. Make sure that they're pre-qualified. If they're not pre-qualified, there's no way they can buy the house. Unless they're buying in cash, and more than likely,
Right,
that's not happening.
not too many.
We're going to negotiate all offers on seller's behalf, setting time limit for loan approval and closing dates. Those are huge because, that's big. It makes sense to you. It's big. Negotiate all offers on seller's behalf, setting time. I just read that one. Prepare and convey any counter offers, acceptance on, or amendments to buyer's agent. Fax copies of contract and all addendums to closing attorney or title company. And when offer to purchase contract is accepted and signed by seller, delivered to buyer's agent. I hand them in myself.
Yep, I'm going to stomp on these because we have less than 6 minutes. We're going to record and promptly deposit the buyer's earnest money into an escrow account. We're going to disseminate under contract showing restrictions as seller requests. We're going to deliver copies of a fully signed offer to purchase contract to seller. We're going to fax deliver copies of offer to purchase contract to selling agents, and we're going to fax copies of offer to purchase contract to lender. That was 5 right there. Go.
Provide copies of signed offer to purchase contract for office file. Advise selling and handling additional offers to purchase submitted between contract and closing. Change MLS status to sale pending. Update transaction management program to show sale pending. Review buyer's credit report results. Advise seller of worst and best case scenarios.
We're going to provide the credit report information to the seller if the property is to be seller financed. We're going to assist the buyer with obtaining financing and follow up as necessary. We'll coordinate with the lender on discount points being locked in with dates. And we're going to deliver an unrecorded property information to the buyer. We'll order a septic system inspection if applicable.
Receive and review septic system report and assess any impact on sale. Deliver copy of septic system inspection report to lender and buyer. Deliver well flow test report copies to lender, buyer, and listing file. Verify termite inspection order. Verify mold inspection order if required.
And then we're going to be tracking the loan process. We're going to need to confirm the return of verifications of deposit and the buyer's employment. We're going to follow the loan processing through to the underwriter. We're going to add lender and other vendors to transaction management programs so agents, buyer, and seller can track the progress of the sale. We're going to contact the lender weekly to ensure processing is on track, and we'll relay final approval of buyer's loan application to the seller.
Coordinate buyer's professional home inspection with seller. Review home inspections report. Enter completion into transaction management tracking software program. Explain seller's responsibilities with respect to loan limits and interpret any clauses in the contract. Ensure seller's compliance with home inspection clause requirements.
Right. We're going to recommend assist seller with identifying and negotiating with trustworthy contractors for required repairs. We're going to negotiate payment and oversee completion of all required repairs on the seller's behalf if needed. We'll schedule the appraisal. We're also going to provide comparable sales used in market pricing to the appraiser, and we're going to follow up on the appraisal.
We're going to enter completion into transaction management program, assist seller in questioning appraisal report if it seems too low. We're also going to make closing preparations and duties. Make sure contract is signed by all parties.
Right.
That's huge, obviously. Coordinate closing process with buyers, agent, and lender. Update closing forms and files.
We're going to ensure all parties have all forms and information needed to close the sale. We're going to select the location for closing. We're going to confirm closing date and time, notify all parties. We're going to assist in solving any title problems, boundary disputes, easements, etc., or in obtaining death certificates. And we're going to work with the buyer's agent in scheduling and conducting buyer's final walkthrough prior to closing.
We're going to research all tax, HOA, utility, and other applicable prorations. Request final closing figures for closing agent, attorney, or title company. Receive and carefully review closing figures to ensure accuracy. Forward verified closing figures to buyer's agent, and we're going to request copy of closing documents from closing agent.
We're also going to confirm the buyer and buyer's agent received the title insurance commitment. We're going to provide the homeowner's warranty for availability at closing. We're going to review all closing documents carefully for errors. That's a big one. And we're going to forward closing documents to an absentee seller as requested. We'll also review documents with the closing agent or attorney.
Provide earnest money deposit from escrow account to closing agent. Coordinate closing with seller's next purchase, resolving timing issues. Having a no surprises closing so that seller receives a net proceeds check at closing. And refer sellers to one of the best agents at their destination if applicable. Change MLS status to sold, enter sale date, price, selling broker, and agent's ID numbers, and everything else that comes along with that.
Then finally, we're going to close out the listing in the transaction management program. And then we're going to answer questions about filing claims with the homeowner warranty company. This is after the sale. We're going to attempt to clarify and resolve any repair conflicts if the buyer is dissatisfied with something. And we're going to respond to any follow-on calls and provide any additional information requested from office files. And there you go. We did it in under 20 minutes, which is the maximum time you can put on YouTube video. So you think you still want to be a realtor? This is morning, afternoon, day, night, and weekends. So we've even done deals while we were on the road, right?
Absolutely. Last thing I want to say is, if you think you don't need a realtor, you do need a realtor.
You
just
do
heard
need
everything.
184 reasons just to get your home sold.
And a lot of times, if you're buying a home, we work for free.
That's not even talking about a buyer. All right, thanks.